Guys, I finally figured it out. Apparently, superhero fatigue is Hollywood code for our audience somehow didn't want to have to sit and look at the biggest creep in Hollywood for 2 hours. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. It's no surprise to pretty much anybody that The Flash is in fact a box office flop. And this is coming from somebody who predicted it was going to be, was actually surprised and admittedly enjoyed the movie and gave it a positive review, but I still am not surprised that it's doing as poorly as it is. However, the interesting thing about the failure of The Flash is that some folks on the internet are starting to claim that the failure of this film could be entirely chalked up to superhero fatigue. As of the time of this video's recording, The Flash has only been out for a week. I'm sitting recording this on June 23rd, and the official release date for The Flash was in fact June 16th. And yet it's already been beat by 2 other movies in terms of leading the box office. One is Pixar's Elemental, and the other, interestingly enough, is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which was actually released 2 weeks before The Flash on June 2nd. Let that sink in. Ezra Miller apologists, Warner Brothers executives, and Hollywood want to tell you that The Flash is failing because of superhero fatigue. And I mean, to a certain extent, maybe they're right. If we look at the box office for another DCEU film, Wonder Woman, which was released in 2017, in its opening weekend, Wonder Woman brought in $103 million, which is literally almost double what The Flash was able to bring in its opening weekend of just $55 million. You might be looking at that example and tell me, Jay, come on, that was like 6 years ago. How could you compare a film released in 2017 to one released in 2023 after a pandemic and a bunch of other crazy global events that have been going on? All right, here's a more recent example. The Batman opened in March of 2022, which still technically makes it a pandemic film, and in its opening weekend raked in a whopping $128 million. The Flash, $55 million. The Batman, $128 million. And again, one of the films that is literally beating The Flash in the box office right now, even though it's been out 2 weeks longer, is a superhero film. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the much-awaited sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and in its opening weekend raked in $120 million. But its box office numbers are even more impressive when you consider that this is an animated film. Animated films, because of the medium, often just feel like they're way more geared towards kids and younger audiences. But Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is a way more mature film than that, and because of that, does a great job of bringing in superhero fanatics, families, and basically a way more broad audience. It also has the luxury of not having Ezra Miller as its star. If you ask me, the phrase superhero fatigue is basically just code developed by Hollywood in order to defend shitty superhero movies. If there is no such thing as Fast and Furious fatigue with over 10 plus movies in that franchise, each one more and more ridiculous than the last, then there is no such thing as superhero fatigue. Studios are just putting out lower and lower quality films with shittier CGI, more poorly hashed out plots, and more agenda pushing and fan hating in every script than they ever used to put out. It's not that we're getting tired of watching superhero movies, it's that we're not gonna pay to watch garbage. They might claim that Ezra Miller's identity and diversity in the new film is what killed it, but we all loved and supported the hell out of Across the Spider-Verse, which stars a very diverse cast and also follows the story of a Black Puerto Rican Spider-Man in New York. It probably doesn't get more diverse than that, and nobody here is bitching about that. What we are bitching about is that the CGI in The Flash sucked, Ezra Miller is a creep, and we're not gonna be paying to watch garbage anymore. If Hollywood is listening, I hope they take that as their lesson from The Flash's failure. That's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on the box office for The Flash in the comments below.